Hey everybody, today we're going to review this JetBoil Jetpower isobutane propane fuel mix that I got off Amazon recently. I've used other products in the past, just such as Primus Power Gas and others, and so I'm going to see how this one pans out in terms of usage. This one is the net weight 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. I usually have a bigger one like that one I showed previously, and I wanted to get a smaller one just to see how much it lasts compared to a larger one. So let's plug in a stove and see how this works. I have this generic Love Hope camping stove that I'm gonna plug into here, and I will check it out and see how it goes. So what you want to do first is get your hands and unplug this tab, and you'll notice that this and this goes together. So we screw it in. Always make sure this is fully tight before you plug it in. So the next step is to unravel the stove. Okay, now the stove's on top of the fuel. Now we want to turn this counterclockwise and spark the igniter here. So let's do this. Be careful. This is really dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Clockwise to turn it off. Let it cool down before you take the stove off and store it. Okay, now the stove is cooled down. You want to collapse it, hook this up. I waited about 5 minutes so I know it's cool. And then make sure this is tight again. Turn the whole thing counterclockwise like that. And put the cap on and go ahead and store it. Okay, so it worked quite well for the generic camping stove that I had, so I'm happy about that. What I like about this product is that it's 4 seasons, so if it's cold or icing or snowing, this will be able to work for you because it's a 4-season mix. If it's super hot, you should be good to go as well, like in a desert or some super hot location that you're in. So that's a big plus for anyone who uses propane fuel or butane. One thing I didn't do, which is okay, before I used the fuel was to measure how much this weighs. So we'll get an estimated weight of this fuel mix in container right now. So putting everything on, the whole thing weighs 200 grams or 195 grams, which is about 6.9 ounces, which is not bad for fuel. And the cap itself weighs about 0 grams, so it's negligible, so not to worry, just to give you a heads up. So let's figure out how much this measures in diameter and height. So I have a caliper here, so I'm going to use that to determine the diameter of the canister, and it's about 3.5 inches, which is about 90 millimeters. Cool. In terms of height, it's about 68. Let's see, let's take this cap off. Okay, 65 millimeters or 2.59 inches, which is not too bad. So I have the Primus Power Gas on the right side and the JetBoil Jetpower on the left side. And I typically use Primus Power gas because it was cheaper, but the size of this compared to this, I'm gonna lean towards this one because I don't need that much gas every time or fuel every time I go backpacking, and this is suffice for about, just based on this usage and how this weighs, I would say about like at least 3 days of using like a backpack trip. And typically I use this for big trips with a lot of people, and I would now use this one for like just me or another person coming along with me. Overall, I would say it's a good deal and a good product to have for your fuel mix. It's solid in terms of how it's built and how it delivers this fuel out of a generic camping stove. There's no drawbacks in my eyes, except that all these canisters are puncturable. I mean, if you use like a screwdriver and stabbed it with all your might, it'll probably puncture, which is super dangerous. So yeah, keep that in mind. Most fuel that I have, all the containers have this durability, so it's not really a drawback, and it's kind of expected. Overall, good deal. Definitely recommend it, and I hope this video helped you, and thanks for watching.